for my friend them. Me defend them from country straight back to town. This I want you for my friend them. Not pretend them. No office see a feeling now.
9.9 WEFM. Activated mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And once more, we are back with our final activated mornings for the morning
segment.
Right, for the morning segment. In studio, you have Roleza and Dianna, and this is our Talk to Me segment. So this is a time when we want you to talk to us a little bit more. Remember, you can call us or you can WhatsApp us on 457-9997. 457-9997. That's the number to call us and be interactive with us this morning as we go through the topic.
All right. So as usual, we're going to give persons at least 10 seconds to call us. Dianna already gave the number, but in case you need a reminder, the number is 457-9997. Should you wish to pose a question to us or to discuss anything that may be of interest to you that you don't mind hearing our opinions on. All right. So we are giving you 10 seconds. I'm going to actually count it, right? So there we go.
That's how you count
it. All right.
Which counting system is that, really?
You don't know that tune?
No.
You don't know that tune?
No.
Oh, somebody call in and tell Dianna where that tune comes from. All right? Call in and tell Dianna where that tune comes from.
I've never heard
You've never heard that? I grew up listening to that. All right. So somebody actually messaged on the live today. Today's the 8th of August, and it is the Prime Minister's birthday, apparently. All right, so we are extending birthday wishes to the Prime Minister at this time. You know, for me with birthdays, I like to tell people to take a day off, right? Because I generally don't think that people should be working on their birthdays. I know that some business places have actually allowed persons. I think the Bureau does it. I'm not sure if it's for all staff at the Bureau, but I know that the Bureau does it. If it's not for all staff at the Bureau, my apologies.
Then oops.
Right. Very, very big oops there. Right. But I know there are several business places that allow persons to, once it's your birthday, you don't work. You get that there's an automatic day off. Right.
Like that.
And I actually like it because, you know, I know for some persons, yeah, you might be cool with your coworkers, but I don't mean you actually want to go into work on the day, right?
It's true.
So, so I'm happy that that has been instituted. I think I've only ever worked one day on my birthday. Well, my birthday falls on a funny kind of day too. But I've only ever worked one day on my birthday. And when my boss realized that my birthday had passed, he was actually upset with me. He's like, "Why didn't you tell me anything?" in his French accent. You know, he was really upset with me. But that was what it is. So but yeah, I try, and even in my own personal life, having my business and everything. On my birthday, I do not do anything at all. I do not do anything at all.
I can't say the same thing at all.
Yeah.
I'm going to adopt that from now on. From now on, I'm definitely going to do that. But as far as I can remember, I've always been working on my birthday. Always.
Yeah. Is it because that you had to, in a sense? When is your birthday? Let everybody hear.
February 5th is my birthday.
I have a friend born February 4th, so I should remember it. Yeah. But yeah, I like it.
I've just been going to work.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's because of the profession that you were in before as well too. So I know that in the past, like I would encourage my coworkers, instigator hunting. I would be like, "We about they're coming up, why you don't put in for the day off?" And then there was some would be like, "No, it's okay, They actually don't mind coming to work because they like work. Yeah, they enjoyed work and they enjoyed being around coworkers, so they didn't necessarily feel the need to take the day. So
I mean that was good for them too,
possibly
wanting to be there. Maybe that was fun. That was their celebration, coming to work and being with the coworkers.
All right, we have a call. Caller, good morning.
Open forum?
It is. Morning, Queens.
Yes, morning. Yesterday you were talking about mortgage and buying a house.
Not quite. We were talking on building, designing, and resiliency in building and designing, or designing and building.
Oh, in relation to the hurricane, with the hurricane season and so.
Well, more in relation to climate change, not just the hurricane aspects of it, but in the overall aspects of climate change and everything else involved with it.
Not natural disasters.
Correct. Yes. Global warming, etc.
Yeah, because we are having a lot of bad weather up here in New York. There's been flood Tuesday night, massive floods, and they're going to be massive floods again this Thursday. And really terrible rain, like crazy, man. Yeah. The board day. Which business is doing it in terms of giving people the
Listen, I enable somebody pull me up today. I just knew of one place, but I'm not sure if it's for everybody. So yeah, let me leave that alone. I don't put my foot in my mouth. In SVG, yes.
Oh, that's a great thing. I walked one place and they'll pay you for the board. You could take it off. It's optional if you want to take it off, but they will. If you take it off, they'll pay you. But you could walk if you want to. If you walk, you don't get to pay, but you could take it off and get the board.
Yes.
But that time I don't really take it off, and I used to take it off at that time, but I don't take off my body.
You love your coworkers? Is it you love your coworkers or you love your job? Yes, so it's one of the two.
I love money, so I don't want to take it off and don't get paid. If I take it off, I get paid.
And it's not even a case of getting extra money, and as you say, money I was going to work for anyways.
Well, hey, now, I could get paid for it. What I have is something called PTO, where I could put in
personal time off.
Not as personal time and get a day for it. I could do that, but they don't specify, okay, this is your birthday and you're going to get paid for it, like the holidays, like a Christmas Day or Christmas Eve or something like that.
All right.
But I thought you were saying, the mortgage thing, I thought you was talking about houses and stuff, so I'll leave that for another time when you bring it up.
Yeah, we were coming down to the end. There was just a general discussion on building, etc. So I'm not sure if that's that part of the conversation that you caught.
Yeah, you were talking about, the part if you talk about owning a house and all that stuff, you were talking about that. So that's what attracted me to the conversation. It wasn't the part of building in terms of disaster.
Okay, so what about
owning a house? Right.
So what about that part that you want to bring out?
Yeah. Well, you have a lawyer on your radio station, one of the top lawyers in St. Vincent, who used to practice in the United States, and he say it's better. I think he say he rent, and it's better to rent because when it comes to repairs, the landlord have to think it. I find that kind of be strange for a top lawyer.
No, well,
to be saying something like that.
No, well, I it probably is truthful in a sense because a friend of mine who works at a financial institution, he once told me that in my lifetime, owning a house would not be necessarily of benefit to me because I'll be paying for this house in terms of the mortgage, doing repairs, everything. Who actually benefits from it would be the persons who inherit the property. And I could understand where he was coming from, because I'm not necessarily, unless I win lotto or something, to pay it off free and be done with everything else. It's not necessarily going to be, quote unquote, that much of an asset to me within my lifetime.
I own a house in St. Vincent and I just acquired one in America. Took a long time. But what drives me to own a house too is that my landlord raised my rent by $1,000 more per month. So I'm looking at if I, keep on with that $1,000 down, maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, it might raise it by another $500 or $1,000. And all I could do is just put $500 more on that and I own the house.
Yeah, true.
And the reason why I think the landlords did that, a lot of landlords did that too, because during the pandemic, for about 2 years during the pandemic, legislation was passed where landlords could not throw tenants out their house even if they don't pay them. So people were living in people's house for 2 years without paying no rent. So when that time period over, the landlords took advantage of that and just jack up their rent on a lot of people.
Right.
And people are really disadvantaged. You live in somebody's house for 2-3 years, not paying no rent. And then what happened now, when that period over now, you had to go to court because you couldn't go to court during that 2-year period. And the case sometimes takes 2-3 years to come out, so somebody could be living in somebody's house for 5 years without paying no rent. You imagine a hardback man living in your house. Okay, he have a car. He makes sure he paying his car payment. But you can't get your rent, and you have repairs to do, and you got mortgage to pay. That's unfair. There were a couple of occasions where a landlord go and murder his tenant and commit suicide because he say then it's 5-6 years the person ain't paying no rent, and he's going to court back and forth, and can't get them out. I mean, that could be really frustrating, and I could sympathize. Well, although I don't agree with violence, I could see where that could drive you to violence.
Yeah.
Anyway, I say enough, so let me get off.
All right, thanks, Rins.
Have a good morning.
You
Bye-bye.
too, thanks. All right, so in relation to that point I was making about birthdays being off, Sanders actually has it as well, right? Reading from an article from this year, June 18, 2024, Searchlight, Sanders Resort International has enhanced its time away from work policy. Team members across the company's Caribbean resorts will now have access to birthdays and paternity leave entitlements, which the company said in a release sets a new standard in hospitality industry, right? So persons can get their birthdays off also at Sanders. Even if I think in the article it said that even if they don't take it on their birthday itself, this day could be owed right to them, right? So yeah,
lovely.
Yeah. All right. So we were just all right. So the topic for today was actually supposed to be do you need the opinions of your friends before making important life decisions, right? And Dianna and I would just talk through it for like 5 minutes, and then we'll bring Community Dateline at 9:45. All right. So Dianna, what is your opinion on that?
Mine is do you need? No. I don't think you need, because within your friend group, you're going to have different friends. You're going to have some friends that are going to be for your decision, and you're going to have friends that are going to be against your decision. And I think that it should really be up to you, because at the end of the day, it is you who is going to be directly affected by your decision. Right? Now, you may have some friends that will guide you. I think normally we would ask for advice, but we don't follow all the advice we get. So I think that we do what we were intending to do anyways, regardless to whether we asked for the advice or not, or we just follow the advice that is closest to what we were going to do anyways. But I don't think you need your friend's opinion, because it's for you. The decision affects you. When you're home on your bed or on your couch and you're sitting and you're thinking and you're reflecting on your life, it's you in it. It's you it's going to be affecting. So, and some friends you could have a really big dream and you're really passionate about this thing, and you're working all the ways that you could make this work for you, and somebody who you really love and you really look up to and you trust their opinion, they come and they derail you. I mean, what then? Because it's your dream and you already had your plans in place. This is a real life experience. I'm talking from experience.
I figured as much. When I realized that you are talking at length, and I wouldn't interject or anything, I realized you must be talking from a place of where it is very familiar.
Yes. So I don't think you need it.
Yeah. All right. So to chime in now, I am actually one of those persons. I don't generally rely on my friends' opinions for anything, because as you correctly said, once I've already made up my mind about something, I will tell you after the fact, right? So I think a lot of my friends, especially close ones, might say that, well, you didn't tell me before, like you tell me afterwards, and I said, well, I tell you to respect, but in terms of having that, and I think what it is difficult for me is you hinted at it as well, is that you're going to have so many different opinions, right? Who ain't frightened for you, telling you don't do this because they're thinking along a particular line. And most of it does come from a place of looking out for your best interests, right? But as we said before here, it can also come from a place of fear for those individuals, right? And I'm one of those persons is that I think everything through. I'm not necessarily somebody who just acts on impulse, but in terms of having to get that feedback from people, no.
Yeah,
no.
Correct. I had a friend recently. She had, I could say, an important life decision to make, and she was reaching out to some family members and her closest friends because she really wanted our opinion. And I told her she's a sensible young lady, full of sense, educated, very ambitious, everything.
I tell you last I hear somebody say full of sense. But anyway, continue.
So I told her that I said, you're not a stupid person, and the decisions that you have made thus far in life have been good decisions. I trust your decision. So whatever it is you feel in your heart that you should do, I go with that, and I'm okay with that because I know you would make the right decision.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
And then I think sometimes too is just to be able to allow a person, because you have to go through experiences in life, right? We never know how any one decision that we make is going to turn out. It could turn out positively. It could turn out, there's no unpositive, but y'all know what I mean, right? Negatively. Jeez, wow, I said unpositive. It could turn out negatively, right? But the thing of it is that if you just stand still, then you go nowhere, right? And the thing of it is that having everybody giving an opinion about something,
and then you get
flustered,
going to
end up staying nowhere, and especially if some persons don't have the best of intentions for you, nothing could happen. So, I mean, the thing of it is that you can reach out to persons who you feel comfortable with. You can hear their thoughts, you can hear their opinions, but to yourself, you have to know what is best for you.
Yeah, and you said earlier you usually talk about your decisions after. I agree with that. That's something that I recently adopted. So I'm saying, I'm not. They say sometimes you have to move in silence. Sometimes it's same friends that you think are offering the best advice. They don't want that for you.
Yeah.
So important life decisions. I agree with your way of doing it. Do it first. When it don't happen, then I tell you out of respect. I wish more persons could understand it. Just because I didn't tell you before, that don't mean I have something against you or don't like you. I just
or being secretive.
Exactly.
I think many persons think that you're being secretive and you don't want for them to be in your business, but when you are making a very important life decision, how mentally taxing it already is. For you to then have to deal with everybody else's opinions, it is a struggle. It is a struggle. All right. So, that's our Talk to Me segment for today. And do you need your friends' opinions before making important life decisions? So you can look introspectively to figure out whether or not you think that you do, or whether or not you do like us and just do what we want to do. Anyways. All right. So we are going to jump into Community Dateline at this time.
Nothing else.